In the heart of the verdant kingdom of Verdalia, there stood a colossal structure of shimmering quartz and alabaster stone, known throughout the lands as the Crystal Tower. It was within these radiant walls that Princess Ariella spent her days poring over ancient tomes and puzzling out the secrets they held. Her kingdom revered knowledge, and the tower was its sacred heart. On a day that seemed no different from any other, a peculiar silence fell over the Crystal Tower. The air itself seemed to hold its breath, and the castle's vibrant energy dimmed. Princess Ariella, with her keen senses, was the first to notice the change. She found her usual path through the library blocked by a door that wasn't there before, adorned with runes that whispered of old magic. Approaching the mysterious door, Ariella felt a thrum of excitement. Her finger traced the runes, and as she did, they glowed faintly, responding to the royal bloodline's touch. To enter, a voice not heard but felt whispered, solve the riddles of history, heart, earth, air, and spirit. It was a challenge, one she couldn't resist. The princess spent the night with parchment and quill, her mind dancing through history, unraveling tales of heroes and villains, of love lost and found, of the very land they stood upon. Each riddle was a piece of her kingdom's soul, and she felt a fierce determination to unlock the secrets that the tower now guarded. By dawn, Ariella had answers that thrummed with truth. She approached the door once more, the runes glowing brighter now, as if anticipating her victory. "The heart's riddle," she began, her voice steady, "is love unspoken, strength in vulnerability, and the courage to trust." The first rune blazed with light, approving her answer. As dawn's gentle light gave way to the brilliance of morning, Princess Ariella stood before the second door. Unlike the first, this one was carved from ancient oak, its surface etched with depictions of the natural world. Ariella's mind raced. The riddle inscribed on the door spoke of a cycle unending, a giver of life yet not alive. She pondered deeply, her gaze drifting to the window, where she saw the expansive kingdom bathed in sunlight. The answer came to her as naturally as the breath she took: the sun, the sustainer of all things on earth. Whispering her answer, the door opened, revealing a path leading to a lush, overgrown garden, vibrant with the songs of birds and the fragrance of blooming flowers. Ariella stepped into the verdant paradise, marveling at the life thriving around her. The path wound through the garden, leading her to a pond whose waters were as clear as glass. In its center, a water lily of the purest white held a key in its bloom. This, she knew, was the key to the third door, lying just beyond the pond. With careful steps, Ariella approached the pond, her reflection crystal clear among the water lilies. She reached out, her fingers grazing the key when the pond began to ripple. From the depths emerged a guardian, a great koi, its scales shimmering with 1,000 hues, eyes wise and ancient. It spoke in a voice like flowing water. Only those pure of heart may claim the key. The princess met the koi's gaze, her heart as open as the sky above. She spoke of her intentions, her desire to bring light to her kingdom, and her willingness to face any trial. The koi considered her words, its gaze piercing yet kind. After a moment that felt like an eternity, the fish nodded and the waters stilled. The key was hers to take. With resolve stealing her features, Ariella embarked on the arduous ascent. The climb was treacherous, with the path crumbled and the winds howling like ancient ghosts, attempting to sweep her off her feet. Yet with each step, Ariella's determination grew, her heart lightened by the thought of her kingdom's salvation. On the second night, as she sheltered in a cave, an unexpected visitor appeared. A falcon, with feathers as white as snow and eyes that gleamed with intelligence. It carried a message tied to its leg, a clue written in a language only Ariella could decipher. It spoke of the Gale's love for riddles and their disdain for force. The following day, Ariella reached the peak. The winds there spoke in furious gusts, forming words that were felt rather than heard. "Why do you seek the key?" they bellowed. Ariella, remembering the falcon's message, replied not with her voice but with a dance. Her movement spoke of her deep love for her people and her desire to protect them. The gales watched, the winds slowing, becoming soft whispers as they witnessed the sincerity and grace of the princess. They presented her with the second key, a silver piece that hummed with the power of the air. It was lighter than a feather, yet its weight was immense with responsibility. With 2 keys in her possession, Ariella knew that the final key awaited in the depths of the kingdom's heart, within the enchanted forest. Legends spoke of its guardian, a creature of twilight, neither beast nor spirit, whose riddles were as complex as the weavings of fate itself. The day turned into a celebration of her return. Bakers brought out sweet treats, musicians played joyful tunes, and the children danced, trying to mimic the magical dance of Princess Ariella. Laughter and music filled the air, turning the village square into a festival of happiness. In the midst of the festivities, Ariella saw her parents, the king and queen, looking at her with pride. They knew their daughter had grown wiser and stronger. Ariella hugged them, feeling the warmth of their love envelop her. The village cheered for their princess, who had brought back the sparkle of adventure to their lives. As the stars began to twinkle in the evening sky, Princess Ariella climbed to the highest tower of the castle. She looked out over her kingdom, her heart full of dreams for her people. With the wisdom of the Gales in her heart, she knew she would lead with kindness and courage. As night fell and the festival ended, Princess Ariella invited all the children of the village to the grand hall of the castle for a special sleepover. They came in their pajamas, clutching their favorite stuffed toys, their eyes still sparkling with the excitement of the day's joy. The grand hall was transformed into a dreamland, with soft blankets and fluffy pillows scattered across the floor, creating a sea of comfort. Glowing lanterns hung from the ceiling, casting gentle shadows and giving the room a magical glow, just like the starry sky outside. Princess Ariella, now in her soft silken nightgown, gathered the children around and began to tell them a story. It was a tale of the stars and how each one was a brave adventurer from long ago, their courage so grand that they were given a place in the sky to inspire children every night. The children listened, their eyes wide with wonder, as Ariella's story wove a tapestry of adventures across the sky. When she finished, the room was filled with a comfortable silence, the kind that wraps around you like a warm hug and tells you everything is right in the world. One by one, the children drifted into sleep, their breaths deep and even, dreaming of stars and adventures. Princess Ariella watched over them, a guardian of dreams, feeling a deep sense of peace, knowing that her story had filled their hearts with hope and wonder. As the first light of dawn crept through the curtains, the children began to stir, rubbing their eyes, still half in their dream worlds. Princess Ariella was already awake, having kept vigil through the night, ensuring that each child's slumber was undisturbed by any fears. With the warmth of the morning sun spilling into the room, the children awoke fully, their faces breaking into smiles as they remembered where they were. They shared their dreams with each other, tales filled with twinkling stars and daring quests, all inspired by Ariella's nighttime storytelling. Breakfast was a merry affair, with tables laden with fresh fruits, warm bread, and honey. The laughter and chatter of the children filled the air as they recounted the previous day's festivities and the wonders of the sleepover in the castle. As the children were escorted home by the castle staff, they each received a small star-shaped trinket, a token from Princess Ariella to remind them of the magic of the night and the stories that had fueled their dreams. Alone at last, Princess Ariella stepped out onto a balcony overlooking her kingdom. She took a deep breath, feeling the satisfaction of a celebration well conducted and the joy of bringing happiness to her people. With a final glance at the waking world, she whispered a promise to continue being the beacon of kindness and imagination for all her people.